There we go. Okay, welcome to Gru, and thank you so much for being a guest on the show. And like I said earlier, I'm doing the show from a hospital cafeteria, so be patient if there's some background noise.
No, I don't. Believe me, if you hear any noise, it'll be on my end because it's my area here has a bad habit of having sirens, fire engines, and cops running down the street, and people like that. You know, so. The odd diesel truck. No, thank you for having me, Rocco. This is really great.
Definitely. This is really awesome. Like I've been really looking forward to it because I'm a big fan of your film, the Greasy Strangler, and I'm a huge fan, and I'm really looking forward to this one.
I'm really honored that I got to do that film. It has totally changed my life, you know. It's like I have another one out now that it's doing the festival circuit, but so far of the 4 festivals it's been in, it's won top prizes in all of them.
Oh my God!
And let's see, in New York, it won Best Horror Comedy. In South Texas, it won another Best Something, and Best Documentary in South Africa. And it's a mockumentary. I mean, it's a documentary on something that totally didn't happen. And I star in this with Will Wheaton, who is from Psycho Ape. That guy. And that we had a lot of fun doing. We shot it at Mad Monster, and that was the background for the thing. They're going to remake the movie, and we're trying to get a spot on there. In the meantime, we're out doing the circuit selling blenders because apparently the heroes played the hero. It's like I was the first hero, and then they fired me and brought him in.
Oh my God! Yeah, because it's some Smash Mouth, right? Or
yeah, and there's trailers out there, and it got really good reviews in London when it played there. But I don't think I think it showed after the awards were going on. I know that it was weird, but yeah. And
so did you have to travel to like a bunch of horror cons to film it?
We only went to one. We went to Mad Monster in North Carolina. Okay. And we shot there for the 3 days of the thing. We did a panel, and then and did some shooting around there. Scenes like us singing karaoke and ordering drinks and not getting service, and and then the normal argument between two people who hate each other. It was a lot of fun. And then we flew home and got locked down. And I really thought that was going to be the last thing I ever did.
Oh wow! Okay.
And, but unfortunately for the world, I did a small bit in a thing called Cult of Blood, and then I get to star in a thing called Strange Toys that should be next year sometime.
Oh. What was the karaoke song that you were singing?
So I don't really remember. I sang one and they put their own song in it. And since I only semi saw the movie once at the, that's terrible. The theater with all the handprints and footprints in Hollywood, the Chinese theater.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and we did a thing there, but I uh, I have to see something a couple times before I know what's going on because I'm kind of autistic and I have no clue. Often I have no clue what's going on around me. But I don't really care, as long as they get me there and I'll,
Yeah, definitely.
we did a lot of red carpet pictures and they don't have the money to get me to any of the other festivals. So
Well, like I saw like one of your first horror films that you ever did was the Video Dead, right?
right. Yeah. That
That
was
is yeah, so like I remember watching that film like that. That was an awesome horror film. Like I think it was made in 1987.
I think it came out then, yeah. Yeah, I heard about that and I jumped on I lived in San Francisco then, and I jumped on my scooter and I charged over there and I got the part, just not
Nice.
knowing. I guess I was just so fired up that when I got there, they just liked the energy or something, and then most of the stuff I did got cut
Oh,
because
really?
I was the first 20 minutes of the movie, and the distributor decided, they didn't want so much of me. They wanted more of Rocky wandering around the woods, being chased, and having people shoot arrows at him. And I mean, he had put up with a lot. And the girl played his sister. She got to do a lot more too. In fact, my favorite scene, because I came back to play a zombie in that when the guy who was playing this zombie died for real. So I came back as Jack the Zombie.
Nice. Nice.
And my favorite scene in the movie was when I was a zombie and Roxanne was serving us chili, and I had way too much personality for a zombie.
Hey, a zombie with a personality. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's why the movie is so
Yeah.
yeah. I'm still trying to find out who to sue for that because it's a limited partnership, and I was getting good money from that movie. Actually, it surprised the hell out of me, until Avco Embassy went bankrupt, and then years later, I got a phone call from somebody who wants to interview me about the film from Boston. And then the film crew actually came out from the East Coast, set up, and I don't know, but it's a thing on horror films of the 80s. And I think it's a documentary film type thing. I don't know, but I'm in that as one of the people from the Video Dead who
Wow, nice.
and that was really nice. So they came out, they brought the camera crew, the lighting, and all this junk. And I'm talking to somebody on an iPad who's getting questions from somebody else. And so I have no idea what's going on with that one. But this has brought me into a lot of great things. I mean, the video, the Greasy Strangler is just, well, it's changed my life. It's given me a life.
Yeah. Yeah,
Then
definitely,
I've
definitely.
always been an actor with a day job. Now I could say I'm a working actor because I don't have a day job.
So with this movie, like, how did you wind up getting the role for the Greasy Strangler?
I I did an audition for something else he did later, about a year or so before the Greasy Strangler, and I got a call back and I did it, and I talked to the director for a second, I think, and then I went home. And a year or so later, a friend of mine, uh, Pat, Vic, and she, said she got a call from these people looking for me, and they couldn't find me.
Okay.
But I did a short for her called "Making It,"
Oh, okay.
and because I'm trying to work any chance I get, because it's fun. But so I got a hold of them. They had me come in, and the casting directors, who's really embarrassing, whose names I can't remember, because they worked really hard to get me through that audition. Because rarely do I audition well. On the video that I just went storming in there like an idiot. And but at any rate, then I got the film, and then I got the script, and I spent the day trying to learn lines and everything, because I really didn't have a chance to. I didn't know anything going in, what was going on with the thing. I know when they said you're doing Jody, and I who, because I mean, I only read the parts. I was only learning the lines for the parts that I knew I had to do, and I didn't realize I was Jody also until the night we wrapped, and then the next morning we were going to be doing Jody. It was very nice of them to tell me. Yeah, that was also my favorite part of the shoot, was doing the Jody part, because
okay.
every take, the nails fell off, the teeth fell out, the mustache fell off. I mean, I was surprised they even got anything to shoot out of that day.
Like when you're looking at the script, with all the funny lines, and you must think that I'm the the Strangler, and bowl of shit artist, and like all those lines. Like when you're reading the script, like what was going through your mind?
Just can I remember this? Can I remember this? Can I remember this? Because very rarely did I get all the way through it without screwing it up, because like I said, I'm autistic, so I don't quite get anything right away. The only time I didn't really have a problem with that was when he brought me in to do tropical cocktails for the Cartoon Network. But he very smart. He gave me very small things with very few lines. And then another one like that was in a film called Corpse Tub, that really is funny. It was the same people who produced The Greasy Strangler did that.
Yeah.
I play a homeless prophet, and I just have, I'm standing on a street corner holding my book, and stopping traffic on Sunset. Eat your ways.
you, you know, I have to say, like the first time I saw that movie, the Greasy Strangler, it,
Mhm.
it, it was like horror comedy mix, and I loved the movie so much. Then I showed my cousin it, and he got hooked on it. And then I went to visit my dad in Carolina, and my dad and stepmom, I put it on for them, and they were just busting out laughing like the whole entire movie, like all the one-liners, and now like me, my cousin, my dad, and my mom, we all call each other bull bullet bullet bullshit artists now.
I know. Dave Fine, my agent who got me my uh, SAG card in the first place in the 80s. He complimented me on it. And that was actually the highest honor I could feel, because this guy, I've seen his work, and he's an amazing actor. And he just sort of fell into being an agent because he was making more money at it.
Oh wow!
But he
Okay.
gave up being an agent and he went back to acting. And was, I've seen a couple of his reels, and I'd been out of it for a few years, and he brought me in as a, to hang out with him while he was collecting an award for a film he made. And then they picked me up and they put me in this one called Another, which was a short. And then it became a feature. And as a short, it's great. As a feature, I'm not so sure, but well, But when we were doing the Greasy Strangler, people thought we were making a porn flick.
Oh my god!
That was the word on the street. And we're getting all this thing. It showed once when we went to Sundance with it, and the next day, and the theater wasn't completely full, and people were walking out. But the next day I'm waiting in line to get in the restroom, and this couple comes up and starts doing the dance and calling each other bullshit artists, and stuff like that popped up all over the place up there. And it showed one more time, and that was early enough for me actually to stay awake and see it, and I was appalled. I remember at the Q&A after, somebody saying, "Get that microphone away from him." I've since realized that was the wrong attitude, but because I see things that I did like 30, 40 years ago, and I wonder whatever happened to that guy. And then I started thinking, well, in 10 years, I'm going to wish I looked that good. Because
I have to ask, like, from the film, like, there's a lot of lines in there, a lot of good lines, funny lines. Is there any line that you like saying the most from the Greasy Strangler?
Well, I get, people want me to call them bullshit artists and things like that. That's probably the main one. No free drinks. It's you have false information. And I was always partial, like, check my cheeks. Where do you live?
Yeah, all those lines are just so funny. Like, I probably seen that movie a dozen times, and it never gets old. Like, every time I watch it, I just crack up laughing. Like, the jokes never get old, the lines never get old, and the scene with you and the fruit,
Great.
the grapefruit while the girl's watching you. And
Yeah, I like my brushing teeth too. I have a thing I signed at the cons, one of those, a still from that. And it's my public service announcement is Big Ronnie says brush often.
I think it's funny how big 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 Ronnie goes through a car wash to get the grease off.
Well, it's pretty thick grease. I mean, if you look at that stuff, it's and the car wash, they ran the brushes, but they wouldn't turn the water on because it's recycled water, and they were afraid of the bacteria and everything else. Because I remember going up and saying, well, I'll do this, but I want to be wearing a wetsuit, and I want goggles the first time just to make sure, I can get through this.
Yeah.
And, because I thought, well, if we're going to do this, we need a practice run, because I would like one, because I know in Living Color, when I was a victim of a drive-by shooting, I had never done squib work before, and that was a huge wake up when suddenly you have these things exploding on your body.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. I got killed on that show, I think 3 or 4 times. And once they brought me in and I didn't have to be killed. I used breast implants for tension relief at the office. They were great. I wish they hadn't canceled that show. I probably would have gotten more out of it. But
and, was there any scene you love filming the most from the movie, the Greasy Strangler?
Like I said, it was Jody.
Okay, it was that one.
Also really happy. I like the fact that when we're in the woods there, and I'm sleeping covered in leaves, because at that point I knew I wasn't going to have to put this suit on again.
Yeah.
That was kind of grueling.
And it was when I was showing my dad and stepmom the film, like the first thing my dad said when he saw you coming out of the car wash, and he was like, "Oh my God, look at the size of him."
I spent my money having that reduced slightly because I was tired of impaling people. But and at the 10-year anniversary of the thing, if I'm still around and it's still around, I'm going to auction it off, because I got to take my my juicy prickus home with me.
There you go. Okay. And
it's got a footprint from Sky on it, because one scene we're doing, it fell off and he inadvertently stepped on it.
And I always ask guests this when I have them on, like when you were making that movie, was there any funny or cool behind the scenes stories that happened while you were filming a movie like that? There has to be like one story that's like funny.
Uh, at the time, it was just getting through it.
Mhm.
In hindsight, yeah, there were some pretty ridiculous things that happened. But and mostly it went with the clothes I was wearing, like the disco suit.
Yes, yes.
You know, I was really a mess when they had me dancing under the spotlight, because there was no, it was just dead silence. There was no music anywhere.
Oh no.
What do I do here? Yeah, well, okay. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah, I thought they could have had something for me. I mean, they were shooting MOS, so I mean,
Well, yeah, exactly.
And then the last scene of the thing, it shows Sky and I, naked running toward the camera, but they had the camera facing the wrong way.
Oh no, are you serious?
They put us here, they put us down the street, and we ran up to it, and they
Oh my
were
God.
not looking at us. And they couldn't do it again because well, it was sunrise, so we could have done another shot, but we're in an area full of trucks. It's a warehouse district, and all these trucks are coming through, so we couldn't have done it. It's like, aside from being up in the forest, there was some kind of interference for every shot. I know
Really?
when we're at the beach, we're just a little north of the end of LAX.
Oh.
So every 3-4 minutes, there's a plane.
Oh my God, that's crazy. And I saw like another horror film that you were part of is Blind.
Yeah, they shot a bunch of stuff. The only thing you see is them ripping the mask off me. And for some reason, when they offered to give me all the stuff they didn't use, I didn't take it. I should have, because there was some pretty neat things there, like oh, what's her name? That's terrible. Crush on her too. While she's pulling my jaw off and shaking me around and everything, and saying, "Did you like, cutting breasts off women and all this other junk?" And yes, I did.
and 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 you were also a killer in another horror film called Extremity, right?
Remedies, yeah. Oh no, in Blind, that was the encounter group where I just say bullshit in the group. Extremities is the one where I get my I I get my dick cut off.
Oh my God.
But that's part of what they didn't use.
And how's it like doing voice work too? Because I saw you did a couple things with the voice work, acting.
Yeah, I love that. That was great. I got brought in to play Fern in a cartoon called Clarence on the Cartoon Network. And I did some shrimp vocals for Tropical Cocktails. Uh, I remember one day when I was first starting in the business, I did a thing on saving the redwoods in Northern California for some eco-friendly group. And then
Okay.
I did redwoods of the northern coast for a lumber company. I was busy cutting them down, but I ended up doing voiceovers on both of those in the same day. I'm not a hypocrite. I believe in saving the trees. That's why I cut them down so I can keep them at home.
There you go. And I always ask guys this when I have them on, like, what horror films do you like watching?
Um, I'm not really a big horror film fan.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most horrible film, or the biggest horror film I've ever seen. I like this British one called Green Man, where the tree eats the people. I liked this one called When Turtles Can Fly, which is, you know, it was a really hard to watch movie, but it's a documentary. I didn't know that. I thought it was a movie. It's an Iranian film about kids clearing minefields after Saddam Hussein went and gassed all the Kurds.
Oh wow!
Northern Iraq, and you know, this group of kids led by a 12-year-old kid.
Oh my God!
He spoke English, but he was the leader of this group that crawled around digging mines out. And at the end of watching this thing, I found out this was actually a documentary showing what was going on. And as far as a horror film goes, there's nothing that could touch that.
Oh wow!
It's like I said, it's the most heartrending thing I've ever seen. I liked what's the one with the zombie where the guy, his best buddy is a zombie. It's an English film. I love that one.
Okay.
I like horror comedies.
Yeah.
A lot. But
Okay.
I'd like to see Frankenhooker.
Yes, that was good. That was a good film. I enjoyed that.
Strange Toys, she's in that with me, and Patty Mullen, I believe. Yeah, and wonderful person.
And what about songs? Like, what kind of music do you like?
It's good. I try and have Mozart in the morning, and then followed by a little Die Antwoord, or you know, something like that. I used to have part of a punk club in San Diego in the late 70s, early 80s.
Oh wow!
Called the Skeleton Club in San Diego when I lived there. And somebody just sent me a bootleg that somebody recorded during one of the shows of this group, the Injections, who, you know, and I played that, and what a flashback, you know?
Wow. Okay.
It was, you know, I don't know. I just can't keep a job. Place, it cost us $1,500 to open the first skeleton club, and we got kicked out of there after about a month. And then we got a second location. We opened up there, and then we got closed down by the cops in the city.
Oh no.
And this $1,500 to open the clubs and keep going. I mean, we got our money back almost immediately. But it cost us 40 grand to defend ourselves for the brief period of time we were open, because the city didn't want us there. They don't like, San Diego at the time didn't like anything that had anything to do with people under 25.
Okay.
But it's really strange. But I mean, I got to be part of scenes that you only see in the movies. Like there was a fight that broke out in the club, went out into the street, up the street, down the street, back into the club. You know, no cops. Yeah, and we're 2 blocks away from the police station. You know, you can see them driving by while all this is going on. You know?
And I was reading like you were a hairdresser before you were an actor, right?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I was on a kids show in New York on the Dumont network called Happy Talk Time, but I only got to speak once, and they wouldn't let me open my mouth again after that one. But yeah, I became a hairdresser because I like women, and apparently they like me. And it was amazing. It was, you know, it took me a lot of places, and I got to meet a lot of people that are worth knowing. And I also met a lot of people who weren't worth knowing. That
Wow.
I was a dirty hippie before that, and I'm still involved with some of them.
And is there anything coming up that you would like to plug? Like, or do you have any films or TV
Well, yeah,
shows?
I have. Well, there's Smash Mouth 2 that hopefully will find a distributor, and then I have I've got a small part in Cult of Blood, which they also put me in the music video for, and that was me because it was a Russian punk band called the Shanies who did the soundtrack on it, and it was on the charts in Russia, but then the war started. I haven't heard anything about that. And then there's Strange Toys. That's supposed to come out late spring, early summer.
Nice.
And in June, I'm shooting one called Fern that I'm looking forward to. I also, there's Jersey 2nd Street, which is a company with the DeVito family.
Okay.
They chose me to play a ghost in that. And
That's awesome.
yeah, we shot a little scene. They're out raising money now, and hopefully that gets to shoot. Because I'd like the idea of being a ghost. That means I can work after I'm dead. And I am a total set junkie.
And where can fans follow you at?
Well, I have on Facebook, because I'm really bad with computers. I have the Michael St. Michael's fan club page, which is getting hijacked by people selling knives and other junk. So I have to go there every day and take down a bunch of stuff that shouldn't be there. I'd like to get some help with it, and I'm on Facebook under Michael Rappaport and Michael St. Michael's. And I can't have any more friends because they only let you have 5,000 friends, which
Yeah,
is ridiculous. On a planet with billions of people, why can you only have 5,000 friends?
I know, right? Exactly. That's stupid.
Makes no sense, you know. Had a Twitter account I've never been able to get into, so I can't do that. But I'm sure I should because it's getting all this PR now.
And for my stepmom and my dad that's watching this, would you mind saying your famous line from the Greasy Strangler when you say, "I think you're a bullshit artist"?
Hey, that's bullshit. What are you, a bullshit artist? I'm a bullshit artist. Ask me, I'll tell you. No free drinks. You were given false information.
I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for being a guest on the show. Like I truly appreciate it a lot.
And blessings to your father. May he get well soon.
Thank you.
And so, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank
that.
you. I appreciate you being interested enough to put up with me.
This has been really great. Like anytime you want to come back on to talk about any films coming out that you're doing, I'm more than happy.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. Well, when they start coming out, hopefully they do.
Exactly.
Anyway, no, thank you very much for having me. And I love your remote setup there. I trying to get some kind of background for me too, but can't win them all.
Well, once again, thanks for doing this, and definitely have a great night and Merry Christmas.
And to you too, sir. Blessings, and be good or don't get caught.
Exactly. All right. Have a good one, buddy.
Thank you, Rocco.
Thank you.
Oh, wait a minute. Do you want a promo or something?
Yeah, sure.
Oh. Give me the name of this thing again. The Groove?
The Gru Room Show.
Ah. This is Big Ronnie saying, you better follow the Guru Show or you're making a big mistake. Good for you.
That was amazing.
Thank you. My honor.
All right, man. Thanks again. Have a really good night.
You too. Have a great until our paths cross again.
Thank you. And